Have you seen my shirts? Have you seen one of my shirts that says, "Don't be silence"? I know it's a typo, but I like that typo. It should be "Don't be silent." But listen carefully. It is incredibly important if you want to get somewhere in life, if you've had enough, you have to you gotta stand your ground. You have to stand your ground. Especially men, you gotta be straightforward, all right? You gotta be manly. You stand your ground. It doesn't matter what we're talking about, but especially relationships with other people, all right? Let's delve a little bit deeper into relationship thing, all right? Just because it's family doesn't mean that you just have to tolerate everything. There is a limit, all right? There is a limit, and you should mark your ground. You should tell them that I'm so sick of you pulling me down. I want to elevate myself while you are pulling me down. And yes, I've been through this in my personal life, and it's important, and it pops up again and again. Especially, I'm that kind of person that I always wanted to, I used to always want to please other people. I don't care about that anymore. I just want to get to the truth now. And I think honesty goes way beyond any of that fake, artificial, trying to please everyone and everything. You're not supposed to please everyone and everything. That is not how life works. That is not how anything is supposed to work. You work on what you love, but you're being useful. Be useful to people, and those who care about whatever you're speaking of. For example, those who like my videos, I like those people. But those who don't like my videos, I don't care about those people. I truly don't. And even less in my own life, those who don't believe in me, truly believe in me, I don't care about those people. All I need is myself, but not just myself. Obviously, we can't just live from ourselves only. We're social creatures. But you can create your own family. You can create your own friends. All right? You create your own things because you have your criterias. You have your criterias. Doesn't matter if it's blood. I used to always think this. It's my blood, it's my family. It is super important, it is important to you when you're a kid. And I had a great upbringing. But this greatness doesn't always last. And there is a threshold for everything. And at some point, you have to realize that, all right, I have to cut these people if I want to achieve my higher desires, if I want to finish my books, if I want to finish my work, if I want to finish my philosophy, if I want to finish my business, if I want to finish my anything, my sportsmanship, if I want to finish anything in life, I need to sacrifice them, all right? These people have to be sacrificed. And I see them as lower desires, all right? You have a lower desire, you instead of developing myself on a Saturday, all right, so I'll get personal. It's my Saturday, I'm supposed to just relax, and then, a family member, they pull you down. Not just pull you down, but they don't pull you down directly, immediately. They're manipulative like that, some people are just like that. And I'm not like that, and I don't want to surround myself with people like that. I want to surround myself with greatness, because greatness will elevate, me. And I want to be great, If you want to be great, you want to have greatness elevating you. That makes, perfect sense. It's the most perfect sense of everything. so to speak. So it is important. It doesn't matter if it's family, all right? You have a limit. You have a limit, and you better have a limit. It is good that you have a limit. You should make your, you should tell them when they're bad. You should tell them. And if they want to change, that's great. Then you encourage that change. But some people, you have to realize that some people simply do not have the capacity and never wants to change. And since my philosophy is all about change, then these people are totally useless to me. If you truly want to change, those are the people I care about. Those who truly want to change. And based on my criteria and your criteria, based on the criterias, I will help those people I want to change, and based on my criteria. Now you have your criteria, but the general criteria, the universal is some people simply don't want to change. You gotta cut some people out of your life because that is part of a stress factor in your life. And you gotta tell them enough is enough. Enough is enough. I've had enough of these people. I want to have greater people. Doesn't mean that I know that others, I'm not saying that I'm the best, all right? I'm not saying I'm the best, but at least, I'm trying, or you, at least you're trying. But these other people, they don't even want to try. We talk about toxic people, it's not just that they complain sometimes. That is not a toxic person, that you complain sometimes, or, that you feel miserable sometimes. That is not a toxic person. A toxic person is manipulative. It is a person that doesn't truly care. They're deeply egocentric. They're deeply egocentric, and they don't realize it. Even if they talk about awareness all the time and all of these things, don't get fooled by this and try to observe it objectively and take a walk and think about it and think about all the different scenarios through life and realize how manipulative they've been. All right? Now this is a true video. All right? Now this is true expression. This is pure me. This is pure me. There is nothing here I am not telling you. There is nothing here I'm not telling you. And it can be your mother, your aunt, grandfather, aunts, but that's for me. But it can be a grandmother perhaps for you, not for me. But it can be a father for you, but not for me. It can be your sister or siblings, but not for me. I love my sister. She's the greatest. She's the kindest. She's like my father, the kindest person. I mean, it's incredible how kind these people can be. And it tortures me when I see others manipulating them and always taking from them and never giving, all right? It is one thing to for example, you help them and they don't give a gratitude back, or not even gratitude. They don't even give that, They just expect you to give them, let's say money or something like that. Usually it's about money, all right? Let's get real here. It's usually they always lack money. These people always lack money. And they don't have self-discipline. They're chaotic. They're total chaos. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. And that's precisely what's the opposite of my philosophy. And most people are this chaos, all right? And that's why I'm trying to build something that makes you have rules that you can enjoy, all right? You have rules that you can enjoy. That's the most important. My guiding rules, but they're flexible enough. They're universal, but they're flexible enough for you to change a little bit for your life. I always try to balance between the universal and the flexible. And since I believe in counterbalance, it is sometimes extremely universal and sometimes it will be explained very individually. And hence why, some people might want private mentorship. And when my courses, I'm building the course right now about diet. I will go through everything. I will teach you about diet, fasting, sleep, meditation, and I will create, and all of them are my own things here. And everything I speak of on this channel will be here. And this will teach you self-discipline, not being chaotic like these people, manipulative people. I'm sure you have them in your life. I'm sure you have them. And but you gotta start valuing your own time, because those people do not value your time. I don't care if it's your mother. They do not value your time, because if they did, they wouldn't stop you like they do. They wouldn't nag on you. They wouldn't eat you psychologically. You see, everything is not just about the body. It's also about mental health. They're connected. Obviously, they're connected, you know? We have a neck that connects them. And we have a neck for a reason. So I know it's a strange way to explain it, but that's how I see it, you know? We're material beings, and yet we're not just material beings, we're also consciousness. I'm not saying that consciousness is something magical. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, you know, anyway, the important thing is order. You need some order in your life. You can't just be chaotic. And then you create some creativity, you know, you can create, you know, like I said in the previous video, like Nietzsche, he created these beautiful things, and they're not orderly, but his life was orderly. It's not like he was all over the place. He had one goal, you know, philosophy, and putting it all down there and just going after it. That's precisely what I'm doing. I'm just focusing on my philosophy, going after it, and I'm putting it all out there every single day. Every single day I will do this. And for my own satisfaction, but also because I believe that this can help people. That is the deepest reason, and I believe it because it helped me. So that's the deepest reason and my ultimate purpose in my life. So you see, I connect everything in this video, but I know I was talking about relationships, but this is important because that's why, you know, that's why I always talk about mind and body and focusing on that and your legacy. When I speak of legacy, I speak of your work, your deep love. All right, that is your deep love. In that sense, passion. Passion is love. You die for your passion. You die for your passion. That is how passionate you should be. You know, you sacrifice. I will sacrifice every single person in my life to finish off my work. All right, that is how important it is to me. That is how important it is. And I don't care what they think, you know? Who the hell cares? I only care about my legacy, my work, my passion. That's all I care about. And obviously myself, because without myself, my passion cannot exist, you know? So you see, that's why the body, mind, the health, the fitness, all of that helps me each and every single day. A toxic person in my life do not help me every single day. They are not the pillars of your life. Your habits is the pillar. Essentially all the habits are the pillars of your life. And you don't have the same habits as most people, because most people don't get anywhere. And that's why, you know, nothing works for them. They don't finish anything. They don't get anywhere. And I'm not speaking of, you know, you might have many projects and you're creative like that, you're a polymath perhaps. And that's great, I love that. But you also have to have some stuff that you finish as well, because otherwise you will never be truly satisfied. You don't just want to have projects, billion projects and never finishing them. You want to finish them. All right, so this video will be everything, all sorts of things. But this is what I've been thinking of yesterday and today, and you know, you gotta mark your territory. You gotta mark your territory. And you gotta say, all right, enough is enough. You don't have to scream or anything. You don't have to, you know, but you gotta be forward. You gotta be forward. You gotta have courage. You gotta be honest as well. The most honest you can be. And people will appreciate that. Because it is a rare thing. It is a truly rare thing. They're all fake out there. Most people are just fake because they fear, always fearing. They fear everything. They fear, should I do this? Should I do that? I don't care what you should do, you know? Do whatever your higher desires tell you. And your higher desire, you know what that is. Every single person knows this. If it is yoga or something like that, if it is religion, or if there is something, you see, my philosophy works for every single person. That's why I speak of the universality. If it is about golf, it can be about, but it has to be a passion. And then you focus, you laser focus only on that passion, and you make it work. You make it work. You make it work. And by being honest and by being a force of nature, you will make it work, because that's what the greats are doing. All right. All right. Let's look at Plato. I'm basically trying to do something like Plato and who else? The academy and my own academy. Academy was from Akademos, the Greek mythological hero, Akademos. He saved Athens, and so that's the origin of the word academy. And I will have my Mitkovski Academy very soon. I'm working on it every single day. I'm working super hard on this, and I will teach you, like I said, I will teach you about diet, fasting, exercise, sleep, meditation. I will help you build your foundation so that you can focus on your legacy. That's the whole reason why I started everything. You focus on yourself, and then you start with your work, which is about helping others. So you're basically focusing on the first purpose principle and then the third purpose principle. And if you want to, you help others, but directly and so forth. But you help those you want to help. You help those who truly want to change. Because if you try to help people, I've done this a billion times, and it never works. It never works. So you gotta, at some point, I gotta end this, because there is no point in trying to do this a billion times. I've told them this, I've told them that, you know, you gotta do this, gotta that, but they never take it to heart, because these people don't truly want to change. They don't truly want to change. And those who want to change, you're welcome. You're welcome. If you want to change, if you want to be, you know, so to speak, improve yourself. It's not about improving yourself. It is about elevating yourself. I'm gonna talk more about elevation, because that is my words about it. You're elevating yourself. You want greater health. And when you reach your higher desires, when you want to be an author and you want to finish those books within you, you feel that fire within you. You shouldn't just smother that fire. You should create a foundation so that that fire can, you know, blossom, so to speak. So that a small, you know, a spark becomes total fire, you know, like the sun. You want to be like the sun, constantly generating, and constantly generating greatness and meaning unto others. And those people who find meaning in this, they will take it to heart. All right, you don't have to worry about that. They will take it to heart, and the word of mouth will spread. And speaking of that, spread the word of mouth, spread through your friends and family members and anyone you think that will like my philosophy. If you have anyone that you think will like my philosophy, spread it to them. Tell them about my philosophy. Tell them of who I am and what my ideas and thoughts about life. It's a philosophy of life. I go through the philosophy of life, the existential, but I'm not just wallowing in existential crisis, not even close. I've actually, in fact, taken myself out of it, and to create something great for myself, and not just for myself, because if I just created it for myself, I wouldn't even do this. I wouldn't even talk to you right now. So I'm trying to create something great for others as well, for those who truly want to change. That is very important to me. I realize this even deeper now. Every single day. You try to help people all the time and they never listen. They don't care. They still are being chaotic the same way they were 20 years ago. You can't change those people unless they want to come to you and change. And so you don't have to cut these people totally, but you can lower the frequency, all right? You can lower the frequency, at least that. And if they're totally, abusive and stuff like that, then of course, cut them. You have to cut these people. I don't care if I have to live on the streets. I will cut these people. I would rather live on the streets. I would rather start living in the forests where I can survive, like we used to do. I don't have any fear. I can fast. I can survive there. I don't care. I have some muscles. My body can survive for a couple of months without any food or water. And until then, I would certainly have found something. And so, I would rather do that than be with these people. I would rather do that. And that's the deepest honest truth. Deepest honest truth. You will never get, how many people have you seen on YouTube giving this much truth? All right? Not a lot of people. Not a lot of people. And so I'm not saying that all people are like this. There are great people in the world. There is greatness. There are great people in the world. But the mission for you is to find these people and create your own, your network, your social network, especially real life. It's more important in real life because we're real life human beings. Internet can be great. I've had a lot of great social experience with internet as well in the past, but it is not the same thing. It is not the same thing because we need human touch, we need eyes, we need gestures, we need language, we need the phonetics, we need all of that because that's what we evolved to be. So, and that is important. But we have great technology like this, and I'm not saying that all technology is bad either. It's just that we don't have discipline, we don't have self-control. And that's precisely what I'm teaching. It is essentially that, all right? My core philosophy teaches you self-discipline so that you're disciplined enough, you create your pillar so that you can stand on something and finally create your things. That is it. Because I'm doing that for myself. So, and doing this for myself, I don't want to just keep it to myself. I want to share it. And that's what I precisely realized, and that's why I'm here. And that's exactly that. That's the most truth there as well. So everything I speak of will always be the truth as I see it. And so truly abusive people, cut them. If they elevate you, but I'm not saying cut them just if they're complaining a little bit, sometimes, but you cut them if they are manipulative, if they are never trying to elevate you, always, or never trying to elevate the family or elevate, your social circle, if you have friends and they all just pull you down all the time. I'm not saying, not joking. I'm not talking about, joking with friends and things like that. I'm talking about manipulative people and toxic people. So truly toxic, not just, complaining sometimes, but that is that's natural, but that's not the thing. You got to be able to recognize what's truly this kind of person, and you got to realize, have they changed within a year or are they the same? If they constantly are year after year, then cut it. That's just, I know it's hard, but you have to do this because I value my life more than they, these people aren't aware of how precious life is. So preciousness, life and time, that is all I have here. And if I wasted on a single second on these people, then I've wasted my life. I've wasted parts of my life. And I don't want to do that anymore. That's the limit you have. That's the limit. I don't want to waste my life anymore. I want to finish all my passions. That's all I want to do, because that gives me true satisfaction in life. Dealing with these people do not bring any satisfaction. You know, it only brings unnecessary suffering. I've always talked about, you know, suffering is necessary. Yes, it is, but this is unnecessary suffering. There is a difference here, and we want to minimize suffering. Of course we want to, because getting towards greater health means decreasing suffering and struggle in some sense. Not struggle within the work, because that will always be here. We will always have inner conflict, which is great in some sense, but I'm doing it in a healthy way. It's a healthy way. And this is a unique thing, because not a lot of people talk about channeling all these terrible things we see as terrible and bad for our health. I always channel them through other means and through the philosophy, through a mindset and mentality. And that's important, I think, because that will get us through everything. It will keep us going. That's, you know, it helps the purpose. We have a deep purpose, but it will help it even further. So that is that. And if you need private mentorship, you can check my website. And I don't accept anyone, you know. I only accept those who truly want to change, and based on my criteria. I have my criteria. You see, I'm not just talking about this, I'm also doing this, all right? So that's that, and upcoming courses very soon. I'm working on it very hard, and they will be great, and I will teach you all of these things, the discipline, in fasting, and everything. All right, I will see you tomorrow.